Tonight's census fallout. A key deadline is missed and Minnesota may lose a House seat. A look at what it all means. And border bars. While Minnesota remains closed, Wisconsin is open for business. Look at how Badger State bars are preparing for New Year's celebrations. Plus, calling for patience. Health officials in Minnesota update the vaccine rollout plans when one could be available to everybody.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Anthony Mack. Kristen is off tonight. Thanks for joining us. The Census Bureau will miss the December 31st deadline to produce the population count used to divide seats in Congress between the states. Now, the key question remains whether the Census Bureau and Commerce Department will present the tally to President Trump prior to his departure from office on January 20th. If the numbers are completed during the Trump presidency, he may attempt to exclude some undocumented immigrants for the division of House seats. Now, census tallies in Minnesota show the state is in jeopardy of losing one of its 8 congressional seats. CBS 3's John Cardinelli explains the impact this could have on the entire state.
The state of Minnesota is growing, but not as fast as the rest of the country.
The threshold for 8 seats, which is what we currently have, is no longer being met. So we're likely, again, this isn't final yet, but it looks pretty likely that we'll have to drop down to 7 seats.
Which means the 8th district as we know it would be no more, and new district lines would have to be drawn.
And I would expect whatever district we end up in will be very large, even larger than this current district, and will include places that haven't been together in a congressional district before.
A larger congressional district could also have an effect on state legislative redistricting, which will be felt by smaller towns.
We may see a dramatic shift in the legislative seats, maybe losing, I'd say for sure losing a House member out in northeastern Minnesota, and maybe even a Senate member as these districts get much larger and reach further to the west and south.
The effects of a new congressional district will also be felt on a national level.
It means just a little bit less representation in Congress, one less electoral vote. So, I mean, those of us who follow politics know that Minnesota's had 10 electoral votes these last several elections, and we see the little number 10 up there, and we know that's how many electoral votes. Well, that new number would be 9.
While there is a loss in political clout, Aaron Brown says there is a deeper issue at hand.
If you really want to change this, it involves attracting people, all kinds of people, to come to live in our area, and whether they're from here or not. And that is actually the ticket to reverse the kind of losses we're seeing.
Brown says if our population is low enough to lose a seat, we will see new preliminary maps in 2021. Final decisions would be made by the state legislature in 2022. In Minneapolis, one man is dead after a fatal officer-involved shooting tonight. It happened around 6 this evening during a traffic stop. Details are scarce at this moment, but we're told the suspect fired at officers before police shot and killed him. That's according to authorities. Apparently, a gun was recovered at the scene. The victim's passenger was not hurt, and the BCA is investigating. In Superior tonight, police are investigating after they say someone accidentally fired a gun inside a local convenience store. It happened at the Quick Trip on Hammond Avenue around 5:45 this evening. Police say someone was carrying a gun concealed in their coat. They think the person shot the gun accidentally. The shooter fled before officers arrived. Nobody was injured. All right, let's run over to the weather with Dave now. Dave, not much going on out there. Maybe a few slippery roads, but weather-wise, it's okay.
Yeah, higher pressure's taking over, and we're clearing slowly but surely from west towards east as the night goes on.
Okay.
And like you mentioned, the roads are still getting better, slowly and mostly surely. So if you've got the graveyard shift and you have to hit the road here in just a couple of minutes, well, we're still looking at scattered slippery spots here and there in Minnesota. And just like earlier, it still looks like 35 and 53 in Wisconsin are doing pretty good. But over towards the UP, roads have improved from snow covered to just scattered slippery spots here and there. So yeah, they're getting a little bit better. Still be cautious. What's going on tonight? Well, our low pressure system from yesterday is leaving. Higher pressure is advancing, and that'll make for some sunshine for a couple of days and some mild temperatures that start out near normal tomorrow and get warmer than that as the rest of the week unfolds. Our short-term forecast tells us that on Thursday, we'll start the day a little bit brisk at only 5 above, but then we'll finish at 20 above. The normal is 19, so we call that mild around here. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy thanks to the high pressure cell. It may stay fairly sunny and fairly dry for several more days, and 20 could become 30 in a couple of days. We'll talk about when and for how long in just a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. As 2020 comes to a close, New Year's Eve will look different for Minnesota bars and restaurants shut down due to the pandemic. However, that's not the case in Wisconsin. CBS 3's Natalie Grant shares the message from Superior city leaders for people planning to cross the Blatnick to ring in 2021.
With indoor dining halted in Minnesota for the last 2 months, Superior businesses have seen a lot more traffic come over the border.
You're going to come out in this parking lot, it's going to look like Minnesota, and that's how it is, and it's too bad.
Mark Moore and his team at Gronk's say that during Minnesota's latest restrictions, their business has doubled, but keeping customers and staff safe is still a priority.
I think it's all great, but we have 50 less chairs in here and 10 less tables than we normally operate, and we're doing twice the business.
Most bars and restaurants near the border are seeing a boost from Minnesota customers. With New Year's Eve almost here, Superior Mayor Jim Payne hopes that people who do choose to go out understand the risk.
Obviously, it's safest to stay home. We know that COVID-19 spreads in large groups, especially large groups indoors. And so anybody that spends any significant amount of time in a bar or restaurant that gets very crowded is at a very high risk of contracting COVID-19.
For people planning to celebrate at a bar, Mayor Payne says try to find one where you can spread out as much as possible.
If you have to go to a bar on New Year's, you have options if the one you were going to go to is too crowded. There might be some other place that might be larger or a little less crowded and therefore more safe.
All in an effort to have a healthier and safer 2021.
Gronk's will be closing on New Year's Eve at 10 p.m. There are no state-mandated capacity restrictions on in-person dining in Wisconsin. However, a statewide mask mandate is in effect until the middle of January. The first members of the Duluth Fire Department received their COVID-19 vaccinations today. It all started at 10 a.m. at the firehouse headquarters in downtown Duluth. Firefighters had to be broken into 2 groups so the other half could be available to answer fire calls. 40 firefighters were vaccinated today. When everything is said and done, more than 100 will receive a shot. Duluth Fire Chief Sean Creuset says they see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Hopefully we can start loosening up some of the restrictions that we have in place. So currently we have work regions, 4 work regions: West Duluth, East Duluth, Central, and then headquarters. And if you're scheduled in one of those regions, you can only work there.
The fire crew got the Moderna vaccine, which requires a second dose. Chief Creuset says they're working with the county to schedule that. Today, Minnesota health officials broke down their progress vaccinating people against COVID-19. Director of Infectious Disease Chris Erzman said we are still in Phase 1A, which is healthcare and long-term care facility workers. So far, they've vaccinated 38,000 people. If you are someone who she described as an average Minnesotan, meaning you're not in a high-risk age group, you're not an essential worker, and you don't have any underlying health conditions, Erzman says you should not expect to get this vaccine until late spring or early summer. She also said the vaccine is being distributed at an unprecedented pace, considering today is the 1-year mark since the virus was first discovered in China.
And the fact that we even have a vaccine within a year of that first notification is remarkable. And the fact that we've vaccinated thousands of people in our state already is even more remarkable. Of course, we all want this to be over, and we all want more vaccine to be available right now.
Some good news to share. Health Commissioner Jan Malcolm says our case growth in Minnesota is down 60% since the peak in mid-November. However, she said testing is down and we're still at a high level of viral spread in our state, even though it's improving. Small businesses and nonprofits in St. Louis County hurt by the pandemic can soon apply for relief. The county is launching a 3rd round of COVID relief assistance. The state of Minnesota provided almost $4 million in funding. Businesses and nonprofits can apply for up to $45,000. The money can be used for things like rent, utilities, payroll, PPE, and cleaning supplies. The businesses have to be located in St. Louis County to qualify. The application period is expected to open in mid-January. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, we may all want to forget about 2020, but for many Northlanders, the weather will stick out in their minds for years to come. We'll recap the record-breaking year coming up right after the break.
26 below is the record low for the state from 1938. Wasn't that chilly this morning. The normal is 3. Tomorrow we could be around 5. Then things will slowly get warmer for the rest of the week and probably stay dry and reasonably sunny too. We'll show you that with the 7-day forecast right after our break.
Live, local, CBS3 News at 10. With Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS3. For coverage that matters most to you, tune to CBS3.
Let A1 Movers help bridge the gap from your old house to your new home. We have the tools for all of your relocating needs. Big or small, we move them all. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, we help get you where you need to go as safely and efficiently as possible. A1 Movers specializes in making hard work easier, saving you time and your back. To schedule your move, call or visit a1movers.com today.
I need your help fighting COVID-19.
You can help. Please stay home.
My team needs your help. We know you miss your friends and family. We do too.
Love others by protecting them. Stay home.
We need to have room to care for you if you get sick.
We need your help. You can help. The time is now to mask up, wash your hands, and stay home.
2 roast beef sandwiches for $10. No, wait, no, 3. 3 roast beef. No, 4. 4 roast beef sandwiches. No, 5. 5 roast beef sandwiches for $10. Arby's, we have the meat.
At Menards, we know how important it is to be comfortable in your home. Upgrade now with comfy interior furniture, and you'll get a free area rug. That's right, get a free 5x7 rug valued at $149.99 with the purchase of any upholstered living room furniture at $299 or more. Find the perfect furniture to fit any decor, from love seats to sofas, sectionals, and recliners. Menards has what you need to start relaxing now. Plus, get a free rug.
Save big money at Menards.
Max Sport and Marine presents the Center Against Sexual and Domestic Abuse Behind the Mask, a free virtual New Year's Eve gala. Ring in the new year from your computer or mobile device on December 31st, 5:30 to 7 p.m. From a mask contest, silent auction, music, and so much more. For more information, visit www.casda.org.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's check in with meteorologist Caitlin Moffitt this morning.
And the below average trend
Thanks so much for joining us. So wake up with us starting at 5 a.m.
Watch Caitlin and Jenna in the morning at 5 and 6 a.m. on CBS3. When severe weather hits, tune to CBS3 for up-to-date coverage morning and night. Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
After yesterday's snowy excitement, tonight's weather is rather calm. In fact, taking a look at the winds inland, a lot of towns have calm winds going on. But there's a threat for winds to really pick up along the North Shore. It's not happening right now. Two harbors at 7-mile-an-hour wind, Silver Bay 6, Grand Marais 5. But earlier this evening, gusts have been hitting into the 40s there for places that are closer to the lake. And in fact, National Weather Service has a gale warning out for the North Shore. So if you're venturing really close to the lake, be cautious there. And again, that's about as wild as the weather is getting here tonight as higher pressure takes over to calm us down and clear us up and clear up the sky over Two Harbors as well. This is a live look at downtown Two Harbors once again, where we can see fresh snow from last night. Another round of snow. Well, we may have to wait for that until next Wednesday. This high pressure cell coming in will keep us high and dry for quite a spell. 13 degrees is the current temperature at the airport in Duluth. It's 84% for the relative humidity with a westerly northwesterly wind going 9 miles per hour. Air pressure, 30.03 inches of mercury or 1,017 millibars, increasing as the high replaces yesterday's snowmaking low. Current temps, fairly steady in the Upper Peninsula, pretty close to what they were at 6 o'clock, upper teens to about 20 there. And in northern Wisconsin, cooling down a little bit in Superior to 17, but still holding on to 23 degrees towards Bayfield and Red Cliff there. Most other towns are in between by a degree or two. Starting to chill a bit in Minnesota, though, down to low teens for Cloquet and Moose Lake, upper teens along the North Shore, despite the winds. And Mesabi Vermilion Range, teens, getting up towards border country, dropping into the single digits. So it'll be a little brisk tomorrow morning with lows in the single digits, but it could be below zero rather than above zero by a few degrees. So not so bad, really. Higher pressure taking over is chasing away many of the clouds, and it's chasing away those snow showers you saw earlier in the day, even towards the upper peninsula. So the high pressure cell arriving to our area sends the low pressure system packing, brings in sunnier conditions and milder conditions pretty much through Tuesday or so. It's next Wednesday when this low pressure system in the Pacific Northwest may bust loose and come our way with a 30% snow chance. That's what it looks like right now. So not a huge deal there either. The huge deal was yesterday. Tonight, Minnesotans could go down towards 3 above on the Mesabi Range for lows and as warm as 10 by the lake with a partly cloudy sky. Wisconsin, Michigan gets the partly cloudy sky as well. The flurries should be ending for the UP quickly. Low temps single digits. Then tomorrow with sunshine, Wisconsin, Michigan, high temps mid-20s, warmer than normal. About 20 to 24 in Minnesota with a partly cloudy sky. That's warmer than normal. And it becomes even more warmer than normal as the rest of the week goes on. We go from 20 to 32 by Monday, and then 30 Tuesday with our next snow chance on Wednesday. And again, that one looks like just a 30% chance for some light stuff.
We'll keep an eye on it. Thanks, Dave. 2020 will definitely be a year to remember in the Northland, and not only because of the global pandemic, but it was a wild weather year as well. CBS3 meteorologist Peter Kavakauskas recaps a record-breaking year.
2020 was a year of extremes. From one of the hottest summers ever to record-breaking snowfall, there was a little bit of everything to keep the CBS3 meteorologist busy. Going all the way back to late last winter, where we had feet of snow on the ground from last year's blizzard, we recorded one of the warmest Januaries on record at 6 degrees above average. Warm and little snow was the trend for the rest of the winter and into the spring. When summer arrived, we saw temperatures that are not common here in the Northland.
Now Duluth, we tied our record high back in 1990. We sat at 93 degrees and we tied that old record.
That was early July when we were only 4 degrees from an official heat wave, which is 3 straight days of highs in the 90s. Hot and sunny conditions ruled all summer and made it one for the record books.
According to the National Weather Service, it was Duluth's second warmest summer on record. We averaged 67.1 degrees. That's only 0.3 degrees shy of Duluth's hottest summer yet, which was back in 2012.
The warm and dry conditions continued into the fall, with moderate drought conditions and a rainfall deficit as high as 10 inches below average. That's until we saw one of the coldest Octobers ever, with tons of snow.
And on total, October was 5.2 degrees below average, which actually means this was the 5th coldest October ever on record. And to top it all off, we also broke a record snow total-wise. October was the snowiest October ever.
In early November, we saw a second summer for a few days.
As you can see, I'm outside in a t-shirt in November, which is just crazy to think about, but that's what 2020's been doing so far.
And to round out the year, a blizzard for the second year in a row.
Windy for sure. There's a lot of snow and ice coming down right now. It's coming down, honestly, at an angle right on top of us.
In summary, 2020 we saw very little rainfall, with the continuation of above-average temperatures as the climate continues to warm. As for 2021, we'll have to wait and see.
According to data from the National Weather Service in Duluth, 2020 will finish with slightly below average snowfall due to the little snowfall at the end of last winter. Still to come on Live Local CBS3, will a stimulus check be in your account soon? We have the details from the White House coming up.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Their price, $30,000. Your price, $20. Can you tell the difference? Even expert jewelers have a difficult time distinguishing the Diamond Z4 CZ from mined diamonds because of their similarity. This exquisite ring features a flawless simulated diamond center stone of 2 3/4 carats, surrounded by over 1 1/4 carats of round and tapered flawless baguettes. One jewelry industry professional marveled at their beauty and brilliance.
It's exceedingly rare to see such flawless stones.
He's right. Comparable solitaires made of diamonds can cost up to $30,000. Your price through this special invitation will be only $20. And for a limited time, you can also receive this beautiful band with 1.92 carats of diamond Z4s. Get both CZ rings totaling over an astounding 6 carats for $20. So call or click now.
Call 1-800-577-5801 to get your Diamond Z4. Call now or go to DiamondZ4.com. So call 1-800-577-5801. Call now.
Hi, I'm Dr. Nick Van Dielen, Chief Medical Officer at St. Luke's. While the holidays might feel a little different this year, they can be just as magical. Let's take this time to enjoy the small things that make this season so special, and maybe even discover some new traditions. Thank you for everything you've done and continue to do to keep our community safe. From all of us at St. Luke's, have a safe, happy, and healthy holiday season.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Everything that happens on a day-to-day basis in terms of news, no matter what happens in news, weather is always constant, weather is always changing as well. So it's still an important role as the meteorologist to kind of still stay grounded and to kind of just know that role and what to take and kind of just make sure you're delivering what's the most important for your viewers. But then also I like to touch base on the national things. All of those news stories also tie in with weather stories because they do go kind of hand in hand.
Watch Jenna and Caitlin in the morning at 5 and 6 a.m.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign, not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
For coverage that matters most to you, tune to CBS3.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell dashed Democrats' hopes of a clean vote for $2,000 stimulus checks while parts of the country struggle beneath the weight of skyrocketing coronavirus cases. Skylar Henry is on Capitol Hill with the latest.
For a second day, Senate Republicans blocked Democrats' efforts to more than triple coronavirus stimulus payments to most Americans.
Is there objection?
Object.
Objection is heard.
The House passed the measure Monday after President Trump signed a bill approving $600 payouts, far less than he wanted.
Our unlikely ally, President Trump, this morning tweeted, 2,000 ASAP. For once, Democrats agree with something on President Trump's Twitter feed.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell introduced a new bill that would combine $2,000 checks with two of the president's unrelated priorities, including a commission to study election fraud.
The Senate is not going to split apart the three issues that President Trump linked together.
As 2020 nears an end, the daily COVID-19 death toll is at record levels, and the U.S. is fast approaching its 20 millionth case. With states struggling to vaccinate Americans as fast as possible, seniors in Florida waited in line for their first dose.
We just want to get life going again. She's very social. I'm not.
Just happy to be here. Happy to get the shot.
Now, a more contagious variant of the virus first seen in the UK has been discovered in Southern California after turning up in Colorado.
I'm not surprised that you have a case and likely more cases in California, and we likely will be seeing reports from other states.
And to combat a severe shortage of ICU beds, a county official is urging Governor Gavin Newsom to return the U.S. Navy hospital ship Mercy to the port of Los Angeles.
The USNS Mercy had docked at the Port of Los Angeles early on in the pandemic, but left when admissions did not reach the point of overwhelming hospitals. Still ahead in sports, UMD men and women back to action this weekend in the state of Minnesota. Kelly has the preview coming up next.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Took down the tree. That means it's time to put 2020 in the rear view and get to the final days of the Ford Built for the Holidays sales event. It's your last chance for our best offers of the season across the Ford lineup. So hurry in today. The Ford Built for the Holidays sales event ends soon. During the final days, lease an F-150 for just $299 a month or get over $10,000 in total savings. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
It's really, really wavy that day.
You're the rudder, and I am the power.
Season 33 of Discover Wisconsin was the most anticipated season in our show's history. In a brand new 2-part special edition of Discover Wisconsin, our crew members give you a never-before-seen look behind the cameras.
I remember when we were done with that, I turned to our producer and said, "You better use this shot."
Don't miss the best of Season 33, Parts 1 and 2.
Heart attacks and strokes happen, even in the midst of COVID-19, and at least one will occur while you're watching this. Heart attacks and strokes are medical emergencies. If you experience symptoms of a heart attack or stroke, do not delay seeking care. Call 911 immediately. Hospitals are prepared and can safely treat you. Visit cdc.gov/coronavirus to learn more.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me to understand how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting nationalguard.com.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northland still to this day. From environmental issues to economics and so much more. Join me, Kristen Baki, every Tuesday for Eye on Mining, a fair and unbiased report that answers the tough questions surrounding the world of mining.
Eye on Mining with Kristen Baki. Tuesdays at 10 only on live local CBS3. Brought to you by Iron Mining Association. Now, CBS3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
The UMD men's hockey team is back from the holidays, back from break, and at this moment, a team that is healthy and ready for some real-world college hockey. The team reported on the 24th to begin quarantine and go through testing in order to return to practice today. That is in preparation for their pair of games this coming weekend at St. Cloud State. Aside from the hockey, we saw the news of Omaha and North Dakota getting their games postponed this weekend due to COVID concerns. The team feels extremely fortunate that they still get to play.
Been missing hockey for so long. We got a massive dose of it there in December, but we're good to be back. We want to get that right foot going forward again, so we don't want any setbacks right now, so it's good to be back.
UMD takes on SCSU Saturday and Sunday on the My 9 Sports Network. I technically can't make this joke until Friday, but whatever. It feels like it was last year that we saw the UMD women's hockey team last compete in a regular season game. It feels extra long because we should have gotten one more series than we got. Last time we heard from UMD, it was pre-holiday break. They had just learned that their series against Wisconsin would not happen in Madison due to COVID concerns from the Badgers. Therefore, the team got an early start to their holiday break. They returned on the 26th and have been quarantined before they have their first game of the new year against Minnesota on Monday.
We've been testing. When we play Big Ten schools, we test 6 times a week leading up to that. So that's the protocol that we're following now. I know the order of practices. So 2 team practices, and then that'll take us to Monday. We'll get a pregame skate and head down to Minneapolis. Playing Minnesota, being a couple hours away, being a part of the same system and having similar, protocols and things like that. It worked out nicely. I think, in January, Ashton can talk about it a little bit. They're excited to play whenever we can play. So whether it's Monday, Saturday, I think playing games when you're not in classes is really fun.
And you're not reading the schedule incorrectly. The UMD women do indeed return to play on Monday evening down in Minneapolis. With a record of 4-2-0, the Bulldogs finished the first half of the 2020 season with an NCAA long 6 straight games played and the nation's highest scoring offense, averaging 4 goals a game. To football, Wisconsin was matched up with Wake Forest at the Duke's Mayo Bowl earlier today. Played down in North Carolina. We'll skip ahead to the third quarter, tied at 14. Demon Deacons grab the lead. Sam Hartman threads the needle for the touchdown, but the Badgers have an answer off the big kick return. Graham Mertz powers his way in the goal line to tie things back up, and we've got a game. Nearing the end of the quarter, Bucky threatening again. This time Mertz does it with his arm, finding Mason Stoke. Shout out to Big Rivers, the pride of Menominee, Wisconsin, and this was really the story of the game right here. Hartman threw 4 second-half interceptions to Jim Leonard's defense, and Wisconsin blows it open. They are your 2020 Mayonnaise Bowl champs, and we're running this again because it's just too good not to. Isn't this just the perfect way to sum up 2020? It would seem that the Badgers were just having a little too much fun in the locker room because they broke the trophy they just received in the locker room following the celebration. Yeah.
Did we figure out what a mayonnaise bowl is yet?
It's a bowl of mayonnaise. Shout out to Duke's Mayonnaise. That's going to do it for sports. 1 day left in 2020. People, we're almost there. We'll be right back after the break.
Change the future of medicine from the convenience of home. Join the All of Us research program to help improve health research and speed up medical breakthroughs. Visit essentialhealth.org/allofus to learn more.
Benedictine Living Community of Duluth, where health, wellness, and choice come to life. Nestled on the beautiful campus of the St. Scholastica Monastery and the College of St. Scholastica, the Benedictine Living Community provides a full range of living options and care services. This continuum of care is designed to be seamless to help our residents to age in place. Visit us today. Benedictine Living Community of Duluth. Living fully, living well.
Wow, a new Buick for me?
To James from James. That's just what I wanted.
Is this a new Buick? I Secret Santed myself. I shouldn't have. I have been very good this year. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Don't forget you this holiday season. Get an SUV from Buick. Now everyone can get GM employee pricing on most Buick SUV models. Use it to get nearly $8,400 total value on this Enclave Avenir.
Visit your Lake Country Buick dealer.
Mount Royal Market has express online shopping. Shop online and select your items. Your personal shopper carefully gathers everything on your list. Schedule your pickup and we deliver right to your car. Express online shopping from Mount Royal Market. Let us take care of you.
You work hard for your money and deserve to see it go the extra mile. Join us Wednesday mornings and hear from local experts on tips to better manage your finances in Eye on Money on live local CBS3. Brought to you by MPPL Financial.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign, not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Before we go tonight, a grocery store, brewery, and ice cream parlor in Connecticut have all collaborated to start selling a pretty unique treat, an ice cream flavored stout. It's called La Bada Bing. It's from Laban's Market and the Big Dipper Ice Cream Parlor in Prospect. The stout's flavor profile will match the ice cream of the same name with notes of vanilla, chocolate, and Bing cherry. The beer is being made at the Transcend Beer Brewery in Southington. The owner of that brewery says he's looking forward to appealing to more customers. What do you think, Dave? I think I might give that a shot, and I don't think it'd be too bad.
Well, I respect everybody's flavored choices, but I prefer beer-flavored beer.
That's fair enough. Gonna be chilly tonight?
Yeah, a little bit chilly, but not bitterly cold. It could be so much colder this time of year, but instead we'll top out in the single digits above zero by tomorrow morning. Then with higher pressure taking over, it'll be reasonably sunny from Thursday, perhaps through Tuesday. And temperatures will continue to increase through the weekend, culminating in 32 on Monday. Our next snow chance may be Wednesday.
Thanks for joining us tonight.